So let's talk about seed starting for herbs. And when we're thinking about herbs, there are really two different distinctions that we want to take into account: perennial versus annual herbs, and the cool season versus the hot season herbs. Now, perennial herbs are going to, in general, take a lot longer to germinate. And for myself, it is a lot harder to germinate perennial herbs, and it takes a long time for you to actually be able to harvest from them. So I will generally purchase perennial herbs. These are going to be things like lavender, rosemary, oregano, mint, and lemon balm. These herbs generally need some sort of cold stratification in order to get really good germination. That's just not something that I am generally wanting to do. And because they're perennial, especially in my zone, just purchased the starter plants a couple of years ago, and those herbs are coming back year after year. Now, our annual herbs are going to be ones that will germinate much quicker, and these are going to be herbs like chamomile, cilantro, parsley, to an extent, basil, and dill. And I will generally start these around the same times as I start my cool season crops. Interestingly enough, most of these, with the exception of basil, are cooler season herbs, with cilantro actually not able to tolerate any level of heat. And once it starts flowering, it is much better as a companion plant in the garden versus it actually being something that you can harvest from. And basil grows like a weed. So I actually only have basil that pops up in my yard, and I'll just transplant it to where I want it to grow because it self-seeds super easily. Now, if you are interested in starting a perennial herb as a seed, you definitely want to go ahead and get those started as soon as possible, because again, it's going to take a lot of time to germinate and to get that seedling to a size where it can actually go out into the yard. I hope that helps with herbs and seed starting.